Hello students, welcome to all of you to the spoken English class, and I am to tell you about the features of spoken English class and how you can develop in your speaking style. In fact, spoken English class it needs a lot more practice. Practice and practice. And in addition to that, make fun while learn. Unless you make the fun, that means it will be quite boring for you. So you can develop in spoken in your speaking skill if you follow me, if you take regular classes. All the classes you should take without any fail. Once you join my class, you should continuously go on attending the classes, because we will discuss about the speaking skill stage wise. Once you miss one class, then all other classes may not be benefiting you and you may not follow me, because once you miss something, then suppose you miss one class, then you think from the next class I will attend, then things will be mismatched. You simply cannot follow what we say, because it is a continuous process. It is just like a ladder system. It is just like a ladder system. Suppose check here, it is a ladder. Ladder helps us to go either in ascending way or in descending way. But don't you think, unless you go in ascending order or ascending way, you may not come down in descending order. Because when you are climbing up, you regain a lot more strength. You become confident that because you have ascended, so you can definitely descend. But if someone will take you up and put you here, and you may not come down. Why? Because you have not climbed up. Exactly in the same way, any learning skill, any learning thing, anything, whether it is class, whether it is spoken English class, or whether it is written English class, same thing it is. You have to take class-wise, you have to take classes after classes, so that it will be helpful to you to develop your speaking skill. A lot more things are there in spoken English. So we will discuss everything about it. I may give you one example. Suppose one word I am writing here. CROOKED. What is the pronunciation? In English, in fact, I am telling one thing. Suppose this is English. English is two way or two part. One is spoken form, and next one is written form. In written form, spelling is key. Key means the most important factor. In written form, spelling is the most important factor, because unless you write a word properly, perhaps the reader cannot understand what you mean to say. For example, suppose you want to say speak. If you write speak like this, do you think anyone can understand? You have to write speak. So here, speak matters a lot. That means the spelling matters a lot. Both the words same. Suppose someone is writing, someone try to write sky and someone try to write high. Because sky is like this, similarly he will write high like this, or he will write high like this, or he will write high like this. Do you think both are same? So spelling here holds the importance, but similarly in spoken English, pronunciation holds the importance. It is not really pronunciation, it is pronunciation. So pronunciation actually holds the importance in case of English spoken form, because unless you speak a word, unless you pronounce a word properly, perhaps the listener cannot understand what you want to say. For example, suppose one word I am writing, DIAMOND. Its proper pronunciation is diamond, but you can also read it as a diamond or a diamond or a diamond or like this. Unless you read it as diamond, then the listener perhaps failed to understand what you mean to say or what you want to convey, because language is nothing but the way of communication. In order to, in the process of communication it is, in order to express your idea, in order to say something what you mean to or what you want to convey, you need to speak it, and in that process you need to pronounce the word properly, because unless you pronounce it properly, then perhaps the listener cannot understand. Another word, suppose another word I have written here, PSYCHULUGY. So far as written statement is concerned, whether you can pronounce it or not, if you root it properly, then your task is clear. But suppose you want to utter the word, you want to speak it, you want to say someone, instead of writing something, you are through the telephonic conversation, you want to mention the same thing. So unless you read it as psychology, perhaps the listener cannot understand what you mean to say, because this word can also be, if you will go exactly through the spelling, then it may be psychology or psychology or like this. So you have to read it as, or you have to utter it, or you have to pronounce it as psychology. Otherwise, suppose you have written it properly, but if you pronounce it as psychology or psychology, then the listener may not understand. So you ought to pronounce it properly, so that only you can communicate. So communicate needs proper pronunciation of the word. So the pronunciation holds the key in case of spoken English form. And in case of, then we will come to this example. We were discussing about this example. CROOKED. The same word may be crooked, the same word may be crooked. When you are pronouncing it, it's crooked, it spells as if there is no E. And when you are pronouncing it as crooked, then E is there. Then whether both the pronunciation are same or both the pronunciation are wrong, or one is wrong, one is right, and if both are right, then where it is, if one is wrong, one is right, which one it is, we all will discuss. We will discuss everything about this. I am giving you just one glimpse, one example. When this word is used as a verb, the pronunciation is crooked. But when this word is used as an adjective, the pronunciation is crooked. For example, he, I am taking another page. Suppose this word we are discussing. In one case, suppose a sentence goes like this: he another sentence. I am intentionally not reading the sentence so that we will discuss. Then second sentence, suppose here, check, the same word is used here as verb, and the same word is used as adjective, because this one is a noun phrase where A is article and this one is the head noun, then this is the adjective describing this noun. Then the pronunciation here is crooked. He crooked his finger to call the waitress like this. Hello, suppose we all crooked. Crooked means just to bend it, bend it. It is not in a straightforward way, but bending. So he crooked his finger to call the waitress to him. So this one is used as verb, so the pronunciation is crooked. But here he is dash person. Here this word is used as an adjective, so it is crooked. He is a crooked person. And what is the difference between crooked and crooked? In fact, it has one syllable. It has one syllable. And it has two syllables. So in a why it is one syllable and what is syllable, how can we know whether a word has one syllable or two syllables or three syllables? How to know? We all will discuss in our spoken English class. And in fact, when a word is used as verb, it has one syllable, and when it is used as adjective, it has two syllables.